Hello, welcome back to the Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time. So, in the last video, we had planted all of the magic beans that we needed to be useful here coming up very shortly, and now we're actually just going to stop off in two more places before we continue the story on. One for an upgrade, and the other one for the last heart piece before we move on. And if we come in here to the grotto, we go back to the forest stage, and now that we have the Mask of Truth, we're going to get a cutscene, and it's going to be a little bit different from the last one. And now that we have the Mask of Truth on, if we go near them rather than swarming us, they'll all just go and they'll hide. But if we talk to the big one, all my young Deku Scrub brothers say, "You have a horrible face." But don't worry, we will reward you with many Deku nuts. Of course, we will also enable you to carry more of them. Abracadabra, alakazam! So yes, we now have our last Deku nut upgrade, and we can carry 40 of them, which is very nice. They, again, I've always maintained are a very underrated tool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to Kakariko Graveyard, and I'm going to cut the video so that you don't have to watch the trudge back there, and I'll see you when we get there. Okay, so now that we've made it into Kakariko Graveyard, the reason we've come here is because Dampy, the Gravekeeper, has a little minigame for us. Hey kid, don't mess around with the graves. I'm Dampy the Gravekeeper. My face may be scary, but I'm not a bad guy. Let me give you an advertisement for my side business. Dampy the Gravekeeper's heart-pounding grave-digging tour. What's gonna come out? What's gonna come out? When I start digging, we'll find out. Do you want me to dig here? 10 rupees for one hole. So yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get him to walk around the graveyard, and every time that we get to a soft spot, we're going to get him to dig. And it could be nothing, it could be some rupees, or it could be a heart piece, which is ideally what we're looking for. So this first one, yeah, it spit out 1 rupee, so you can make some of the money back as you play. I always like to wait until I have the Giant's Wallet, because this is really RNG based. And it can be quick, where you get it on that first one, or you could do a couple laps around the graveyard before you get it. So it's always just easier to make sure you've got a lot of money when you come to do this. The one unfortunate thing about this is you do have to wait for Dampy to walk around, and as you can see, he does not move quickly. So yeah, generally what I do is I wait until he's just touching the soft spot, and then I ask him to dig for me wherever he's standing. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll cut to when I get to the heart piece so that you guys don't have to sit and watch me dig around and all that fun stuff. So I'll see you guys when I get it. Alrighty, so there we go. So here's the last heart piece we're going to get before we move on. Now, before you continue on the story, there is one thing I always recommend, and that's on your way to the next point, make sure you pick up a blue flame, because it will be really useful really early. It is expensive, so you'll need to make sure that you have 300 rupees, but it saves you from having to run around for it later or going out of your way to search for it, kind of. But yeah, I find that it's easiest to do this on the way through, because you literally go right by the store. So okay, we're gonna make our way back. And it might actually turn day by the time we get there. Might not, I'm not sure. If not, we've got the song anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. And no, I don't see the moon cresting the horizon, so we might as well just speed it up a little. And zoom. I wonder what the, like, physics implications would be for the moon moving that fast. Like, you know, like those little things where it's like that could never happen in real life, but if it did, what would happen? And I think that would be pretty monstrous effects if it did. So yeah, we're gonna pop in right here. We're gonna purchase this thing. Now again, you don't have to buy this specifically, and you don't have to do it right now. I just find it's best to do early so that you don't forget if you're like me and very forgetful, as has been indicated a couple times throughout this playthrough already. Now, if you come back here into this back alley, there's a little bit of a hidden dialogue that this guard presents. He is only here after Zelda leaves the castle, but before you go into the Temple of Time. So, are you the boy from the forest? I've finally met you. I have something to tell you. Ganondorf, the Gerudo King of Thieves, betrayed our king. Zelda's nanny, Impa, sensed danger and escaped from the castle with the princess. I tried to stop Ganondorf's men from chasing them, but the princess was waiting for a boy from the forest. That's you. She wanted to give something to the boy. If you received it from the princess, hurry to the Temple of Time. And he's gone. And if you try to talk to or try to interact with it, it just says he's not moving anymore. So we know what that means. But yeah, that's just one of those things that kind of helps guide you back to where the ocarina got thrown into the moat if you don't pick it up. So, but obviously we already did that, so we don't need to worry about that. And now we are going to move on to the Temple of Time. Big old cathedral-like building. And weirdly just hollow. And as we walk up to the pedestal of time, we can check it. There are 3 hollows and an inscription here. Ye who owns 3 spiritual stones, stand with the Ocarina of Time and play the Song of Time. That is how the inscription reads. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure most people would understand that without needing to read that, but sometimes you just gotta explain it simply. The spiritual stones always look so cool once they're in the pedestal of time. My best friend's wife is a huge Zelda fan, and he got her the Zora's Sapphire as her engagement ring. It looked so cool. When he showed it to me, I was so afraid to pick it up because it just looked so fragile, but it was just a very well done ring. Link, isn't that... It's that legendary blade. The Master Sword. Yes, so this is one of the most iconic and recognizable swords in gaming history, and now we get to pull it from the pedestal of time. Dun 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 dun. Excellent work. As I thought, you held the keys to the door of time. Master cunning plan. You have led me to the gates of the sacred realm. Yes, I owe it all to you, kid. Link. Wake up. Link the Chosen One. I am Raru, one of the ancient sages. Ages ago, we ancient sages built the Temple of Time to protect the entrance to the sacred realm. This is the Chamber of Sages, inside the Temple of Light. The Temple of Light, situated in the very center of the sacred realm, is the last stronghold against Ganondorf's evil forces. The Master Sword, the evil-destroying sword that you pulled from the pedestal of time, was the final key to the sacred realm. Link, do not be alarmed. Look at yourself. Hey, we're all grown up now. Look, Link, you're big now. You've grown up. The Master Sword is a sacred blade which evil ones may never touch. Only one worthy of the title of Hero of Time can pull it from the pedestal of time. However, you were too young to be the Hero of Time. Therefore, your spirit was sealed here for 7 years. And now that you are old enough, the time has come for you to awaken as the Hero of Time. Well, do you understand your destiny? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of implications there, but it seems pretty straightforward. But remember, though you opened the door of time in the name of peace, Ganondorf, the Gerudo King of Thieves, used it to enter this forbidden sacred realm. He obtained the Triforce from the Temple of Light, and with its power he became the King of Evil. His evil power radiated from the temples of Hyrule, and in 7 short years it transformed Hyrule into a world of monsters. My power now only has little influence, even in this sacred realm, namely this Chamber of Sages. But there is still hope. The power of the sages remains. When the power of all the sages is awakened, the sages' seals will contain the evil power in the void of the realm. I, Raru, am one of the sages, and your power to fight together with the sages makes you the Hero of Time. The Hero of Time chosen by the Master Sword. Keep my spirit with you, and find the power of the other sages, and add their might to your own. So yes, we've collected the first medallion just by obtaining the Master Sword. I always thought that was a weird thing, but apparently there was cuts to the game later in its development cycle, that just kind of warranted that this is how they kind of covered off the other content being cut. Which is unfortunate, because I'm really curious to what they would have had in place for a light temple. And now we go back to the Temple of Time. Link, we're back in the Temple of Time. But have 7 years really passed? It looks like you won't be able to use some of the weapons you found as a kid anymore. Let's get out of here. Yeah, I would imagine that would be a very ethereal and trippy thing to experience. And a new face rises from the shadows. I've been waiting for you, Hero of Time. When evil rules all, an awakening voice from the sacred realm will call those destined to be sages who dwell in the 5 temples. One in a deep forest, one on a high mountain, one under a vast lake, one within the house of the dead, one inside a goddess of the sand. Together with the Hero of Time, the awakened ones will bind the evil and return the light of peace to the world. This is the legend of the temples passed down by my people, the Sheikah. I am Sheik, survivor of the Sheikahs. As I see you standing there holding the mythical Master Sword, you really do look like the legendary Hero of Time. If you believe the legend, you have no choice. You must look for the 5 temples and awaken the 5 sages. One sage is waiting for the time of awakening in the forest temple. The sage is a girl I'm sure you know. Because of the evil powers in the temple, she cannot hear the awakening call from the sacred realm. Unfortunately, equipped as you currently are, you cannot even enter the temple. But if you believe what I'm saying, you should head to Kakariko Village. Do you understand, Link? So yes, so this is Sheik. He is a member of the Sheikahs. If you talk to him, he'll just repeat exactly what he just told us, but we have no access to the Petal of Still of Time. So we are stuck as adult Link for at least a little bit, and this is why I wanted to make the preparations that I did beforehand, knowing that I wouldn't be able to go back and get them for a little bit. So yeah, that's one little fun thing that happens. But Navi made a note that there are some of the things that we obtained as a kid that we won't be able to use. Deku sticks, your slingshot, boomerang, magic beans, and the Mask of Truth we won't be able to use until we can go back. So yeah, but we do still have a fairy, a bug, and a blue fire. And we've got 43 gold sculptulas so far. We've got 10 hearts completed, so that gives us seven hearts worth of pieces that we've collected, so we're moving along nicely. So yeah, I'm gonna cut the video here. I know it's gonna be a little bit shorter because of all the editing and stuff that I had to do to make this a little more watchable. And yeah, when we come back on the next one, we'll do a couple more preparations, likely next video and the one after that, before we head to the forest temple. But yeah, so we're on to a nice new exciting section of the game. And if you did like the video, please drop a like. If you really liked it, don't forget to subscribe on your way to your next video so you can catch the updates when these videos come out. And until the next one, thank you and all the best.